Welcome to another episode of Small Talk. Second one, actually, have another dear friend of mine, a fellow grinder here in the city of Houston, Nicole, founder of Houston Hotties. What's up?
Hey, how are you?
Doing amazing. Doing
Good.
amazing, man. I've been knowing Nicole a little bit over a year now. We met in the summer when she was first starting her community building platform. She ended up launching an event with 85 tickets sold. You had, I think, 10 plus vendors there.
Yeah.
All of this with 300 followers. I actually found her through a TikTok video that she promoted, and I can always recognize community building efforts, and I was working at Space Cowboy at the time. We were looking for early community event curators like that, so naturally I hit her up, had a happy hour. She had a lot of the same ideas I had when it came to community building and really providing value first, and then really using that as a way to help other people get value. So that's a good background, but I know before you got into the event curation, before you got into the event space, you ended up really doing a lot as an esthetician, right?
Yeah, so I actually have my first business, Your Fave Brow Babe. I do lashes, facials, and brows, so I'm a licensed esthetician. And that business started because I was working in a salon, got laid off during COVID. I had 2 children and a mortgage, and I was like, I can't not work. I have to work. I have bills to pay. I have children to support. So I started taking clients from my house. And I realized people didn't care too much about coming to my house to get a service as long as I had a nice setup. Turned one of my guest rooms into my in-suite office, and I've been doing that now for 4 years. But while doing that, I was feeling lonely. I had cabin fever. I was working 24/7. I was at home 24/7 because that's where I'm working. The only people I talked to were my clients, my children, and my husband. And as a service provider, when you're doing clients, you're constantly giving energy. You're not getting anything back from being a service provider, except, you're making people feel beautiful, you're pouring into them, but nothing is pouring back into you. Let me grab him. Yes. Hi. He's like, he wants to talk. So nothing's pouring back into me. And that is what caused me to start Houston Hottie Social Hour, because I was lonely. I wanted friends, but I wanted new friends that were also in the same field as me as far as being an entrepreneur or being someone who just wanted more.
So your old friends were shaking ass still?
I mean,
you're from Houston, so I
yes.
get it.
So my friends, here's my motto with Houston Hottie Social Hour. You can be a hottie, you can be a boss, you can be a mom, you can be an entrepreneur, you can be conservative, but you can still do all of these things while being a bad bitch.
Yeah.
You can still shake ass and be professional. You can still hit the streets, but the next morning go to church. You can still do all these things. That is my motto. And I wanted to find women who, yes, can be hotties and bosses and do all the things that women should be able to do in the role that they are wanting to be in. I feel like men, maybe you guys can't be all these things, but women can, and that's the goal.
I think that we're now, because of the internet, because we can go out there, contact whoever we want to, along interests and stuff like that, because imagine you trying to build this without the internet.
Yeah.
You would have been only around the people in your neighborhood,
Exactly.
all your clients and stuff like that. So because of that, we're now starting to see all these different subsects and niches being formed. With bartenders, it's like bartenders trying to teach them that it's more than just partying. You can start building other side businesses. And now I'm connecting with these random people that otherwise I would have never worked with.
Yeah.
And so even with that, I know you say you're being a service provider, you're being in your house, you're not getting a chance to go out. How were you generating new clients at the time? Were you able to generate new clients, or was your client base just steady?
Yeah, so my goal when I was trying to get new clients is I would walk into the grocery store and I have on my phone, I have my QR code. So I would show them my phone and get them to scan my QR code to go right to my Instagram so they would see what I'm doing, they'd follow me instantly. But the way I would approach people was with small talk. So I would see a girl and I'm like, okay, she's cute. Maybe she doesn't have lashes on. And she, in my opinion, would look even hotter with lashes. So I would go up to her and be like, hey girl, have you ever had lash extensions? No? Here's my QR code, follow me on Instagram. I'm thinking, if you're at the same grocery store as me, you're down the street from where I am. I'm in your general area. One thing also I did was, if I was anywhere. I'd be at the drive-thru at Whataburger. The girl giving me my food, she wants to look cute too, so I would be like, here girl, follow my Instagram. I do lashes. I'm down the street from here. Book an appointment with me. I'll give you $10 off your first service. So I'm someone who's super extroverted, so walking up to strangers is easy for me to do, but small talk is the key for that. You have to know how to have smaller conversations. I would look at someone and be like, okay, those are cute shoes. I know women love compliments. I'm gonna go up and be like, oh my God, your shoes are so cute. You know what would look even cuter if you had your lashes done? Here's my Instagram.
How do you do that and them not feel like it could be a diss?
I mean, I think if I give a compliment first, you already know. And I honestly think it could be just my personality. I usually don't look done up. I'm not like super, I would say like a lot of makeup or like crazy cute outfits. Most of the time when I'm talking to these women, I'm a little bummy if I'm in the grocery store. I'm a little bummy if I'm in Whataburger. Am I really trying to downplay your looks? No, I'm trying to hype you up and tell you you could look even hotter. I already think you're a baddie, but let me make you even badder with getting an appointment from me.
And that leads me over to now with the community you've built, women entrepreneurs, people who sometimes, a lot of them you aren't doing the eyebrows.
Yeah.
I know you were able to generate successful events without a large following, largely because of your in online engagement, being able to message people, creating small talk that way. Can you touch on like the small talk that you were using online to create
it? Yes. Okay, so now that my community's grown, I have a thing where anytime I get a new follower, I message them immediately on my own. I don't even use, I don't even use any AI, anything. I do it completely on my own because I'm a workaholic. So I'll get a notification I have a new follower. I'll instantly send them a new message like, hey, thank you for following us. I'm so happy you found us. Here's our event schedule. Let me know if you'd love to come to an event. And that's what I do now. But before I had a large following, before people were just finding me, I was reaching out to people. I would just type in the search bar, Houston, and see people's profiles who pop up and be like, she looks cute. She looks like she'd have a good time at my event. She looks like she wants to be where I'm at, you know? Or I would type, hashtag lash artist, and I'd start connecting with other lash artists like, oh my God, I do lashes too, blah, 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 I'm having this event. I would put hashtag whatever I'm looking for, and I would just start DMing people, like cold calling almost.
It literally is. That's door knocking, cold calling of our day and age. I mean, I guess not necessarily because they followed you. That's a little bit warmer than usual.
But usually these people didn't follow me.
Yeah.
I'd have to message them first, introduce myself, be like, hey, I just started this group where I'm just having this event. Then they would follow me, and then we'd start a conversation. But I always make sure that my conversations are a little bit more personal. I ask them something about themselves. I'm looking to get to know them, not just pitch a sale. And that's something I've been doing in person at all of my events from the very first event. I make sure I talk to every single person who came, whether it's just a, hey, how are you? Thank you so much for coming. Send me a message on Instagram so I know I met you today. Say, hey, I was wearing this. I met you at this event. Or if it's a longer conversation, how'd you find out about me? How'd you find this event? Where are you from? Are you from Houston? Or do you have siblings? What do you do for work? Are you a dog mom? Are you a real mom? What is the deal? So I always make sure I have conversations with everyone who comes out to my event, whether it's 5 seconds or 5 minutes.
I think that's so important to, of course, value that somebody took time out their day to come to your event.
Yeah.
Because also getting into your event requires trust, because before somebody can stop doing that to do this, they need to know that they're going to a good environment. I think with your content strategy, it's been relaying that trust online too. So now you can meet somebody, they go follow you, and because you have this breadth of content too, now it accelerates that familiarization so fast.
100%.
And I know now you're getting to the point now where you're helping other people curate events now. And how does that feel and how does that work?
It's really great. My goal is for all women to be successful. Like my whole thing from starting this has always been collaboration over competition. I'm not someone who thinks, oh my God, if she's shining, my light's gonna be dim. No, let's shine bright as fuck together. There's no reason why we can't do things together. So I always tell the women in my community, if you want to throw an event, let me know. I'm gonna stamp Houston Hotties on that. We're gonna promote it. We're gonna go hard. So if you want to collaborate, I'm always 100% down. And it's been nice to be able to introduce the women in my community to venue owners that I've met through you, in exchange. So you've plugged me with venue owners and helped me get events. And now I'm plugging these women in our community with these venue owners to help throw events. There's actually a new community out there. It's called HTX Honey's Happy Hour. She is one of our Houston hotties as well, but she started her own little community also, and she'll call me every other week or so and, hey Nicole, how do you do this on Eventbrite? Hey Nicole, can you give me tips? What do you think about ticket prices for this? So it's been nice to see other women in my community now start forming little niches of their own, and I'm sharing their stuff. I'm supporting, I'm pulling up to them as well. I love it because I'm tired.
I was about to say that. I'm like that too. Like, I noticed there's 3 separate phases of an event where you have the concept, the creation of the concept, figuring out who's going to be your collaborators, where the venue is going to be at, who's the target audience going to be, and then you move into the actual promotion. This is where a lot of the work is spent as well, creating the media campaigns, having the media days, the photo shoots, creating the flyers, creating new logos, and then you have the actual event, the day of operations. And that's a whole venue grind in itself.
Yeah.
So I'm tired too, and I imagine that you start experiencing that. So now with your community starting to launch events, how are some of the ways you see yourself really providing them all the resources that they need?
So my next step in helping providing resources is actually opening up our own building called Hottie HQ, so Hottie headquarters. This building is going to be a building that is pretty much a women's entrepreneur hub. We're going to have co-working spaces. We're having private offices for rent for beauty professionals or realtors, tattoo artists, massage therapists, anyone who needs a private office to rent. You can rent it on a weekly, monthly, or yearly basis, as well as an event venue for, so pretty much an open space to host your own events at, with the help of Houston Hotties, because if you have an event there at our own space, you will get our marketing and promotion all behind it. We're also having a content room with photographers on site to help get your new updated headshots, your brand photos. We're gonna have equipment for you to use, so Cricut, printers, t-shirt presses. We're having all these things that you need to help create the materials for your brand and your business. So that's our next step. We're looking to open mid to late January for this, and it's going to be a game changer for women entrepreneurs here in Houston. Just trying to create a safe space, a space where they can thrive and be just as successful, if not more successful, than me.
And I like that too, because now with you having this space, it doesn't rotate as much, which means like you can kind of build on the previous event success. Yes. The community can have some overlap with people just working there and then walking in on some dope event that's happening. And I want, especially for those looking to maybe get into events or have ruled out against events, there's different ways you can go about the event model. Like I think with ours, it was always built around bringing the community together. But there are other events where, you know what, we have a business objective in mind. I am hosting a workshop to let people know about my service and going out and inviting the people that need to be there. And so that way, this event, I might not make money on the event day, but then long term, it could turn into a relationship. So
I've told everyone I meet, every business should be having an event in some shape or form. If it's an open house event, so open house to your business, you're introducing your stuff, a launch event, so you're launching a new product. I think every business should be doing events. I recently had a workshop that was about ad campaigns, and we had 15 women show up, and I offered all 15 women a free ad campaign done by me. So in the next November, I'm doing ad campaigns for all of the women who came, and whether it's a product they're doing, a service they offer, I'm coming to their space, I'm showing them how I do my content when I'm launching something, because I want all these different women to see you can do an event with your business. You can do an ad campaign that'll throw your business into success. I really feel like that's what's made me successful.
I even think with some of the events I see that have them come in there, teach them how to do your job so they realize why they pay you.
Yes.
Like even if it's a candle making business, like come make candles. You're like, you know what, I'll just pay you to do this for me. So I think that's always good, especially as a bartender doing cocktail classes. Like, you know what, wow, it took 4 hours to prepare the ingredients. Let me just pay somebody else to do it. So I think customer education, customer awareness, great reasons to do events. And I like all of this, man. I'm super proud of you.
Yeah, thank
seeing
you.
where you came
Thank
from
you.
so
I
far.
appreciate it.
And hopefully, you know, you let some men into the Hottie's HQ.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we got a special spot for you.
Okay.
We got a special spot for you.
I'm not wearing a wig.
You're an honorary hottie. You're an ally.
Yeah.
You're a hottie ally.
Hottie ally. All right, man. Well, that is Small Talk, episode 2 in the books. And I think anybody, if you're a woman, entrepreneur, coming to Houston, living in Houston, looking to start your business, you haven't even came up with a business idea, you need to reach out to her. I've been sending a lot of girls that I know my way.
Yeah.
They start talking to me, I'm like, you know, talk to Nicole. Like, I'm not the guy. I'm the hammer. She's the chisel, especially when it comes to, you know, the female entrepreneurship game.
I appreciate
And
that.
Small Talk, we're out of here. See you later. Subscribe to the newsletter.